Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. Today we're looking at a Season 24 build. This is Trag'Oul's avatar. Now Season 24 is going to be the season of Ethereal Items. I thought a kind of starter T16 build for Trags. We won't use an Ethereal. Obviously PTR has finished, so I couldn't even if I wanted to. But obviously it's going to take a bit of time for you to get an Ethereal item. So this is just kind of how to clear T16 with Trag'Oul's avatar without needing to find that hard to get item. Now I've taken all of my main stat Paragon out. Unfortunately, I have nice Trags pieces because I don't keep mediocre stuff. I've got some augments on here, which obviously I can't take off, but I haven't rolled crit on the helm. So the sheet damage is only about 900,000, so it's not too crazy high, and we can do T16 pretty comfortably. So this is kind of like a starter build, I guess. Now, Trag'Oul's avatar is I really wish this set was better. I do give it a bit of stick, I think, quite a lot. Honestly, with the changes to Corpse Explosion, which got a really big buff a few patches ago, T16 we can blast it pretty easily, even with only the 900k sheet damage. Two-piece of Trags with Blood Rush gains the effect of every rune. We actually really like this because Blood Rush, which is the Necromancer's teleport ability, does cost health, but it's got some really good runes to it. So potency, you get extra armor. We're not going to care about this for T16 because we're going to be doing Gold Rat Boon of the Hoarder cheese. Transfusion, we get a heal. Again, we're not going to care about that for this particular build. Molting is very nice. It will leave a corpse when we do actually fly off with the teleport. It leaves it at your original location, but you can just like teleport right in front of something to drop a corpse essentially on the ground. You then blow it up for Corpse Explosion. Homeostasis does actually remove the health cost, so it is essentially free. And we also have Metabolism. We get an extra charge. This would normally double the health cost, but essentially health cost is 0 because of the homeostasis rune. So two-piece, it's actually quite nice on Trags. It's kind of handy to pick those runes up if you can get them. Four-piece, whilst we're at full life, we basically get this engorged effect, increasing our life by up to 100%. Again, for T16, we don't really care too much. Six-piece, this is where the damage comes in. Life spending abilities, 3,800, as well as doubling our healing from skills. Now we have to pick life spending abilities. Our damage dealer in question is Corpse Explosion Final Embrace. Looks really cool. This is the spider corpse. Just like monster looking corpses running around. It is very nice. Now in the cube, you're going to take a Grasp of Essence. Dead easy to get this item. Obviously the Trag set is free from Hadrigs. The Grasp of Essence you can get on a level 1 Necro. You'll probably roll your blood shards for it anyway, so it's very easy to get in the cube. If you do miss it, you can always make another level 1 Necro and come back and get it, and that goes in there, which is pretty easy. We have gone for the Necromancer's biggest modifier on the weapon, which is the Jesseth Skull Scythe. Basically, once we command the skeletons, which we will do manually, once we do that, we get 400% increased damage. It's got a little kind of yellow box around it when they're up, and we just hit really hard. Now, we can clear stuff without this bonus, and I did toy with taking a Trag'Oul's Corroded Fang, but it just seems to me to make sense to set it up like this, because when you, are under the 800 Paragon, when you've got, 5,000 or 6,000 intelligence, the extra damage from this will be kind of handy. It also defaults with cooldown on the shield, which is actually quite nice because Necro always loves a bit of cooldown. Speaking of which, we've gone for the Messerschmitt's Reaver in the cube. Very, very nice because whenever we kill, we get 1 second off a random skill cooldown. That will probably be Land of the Dead. This is our ability to use infinite corpses and blow stuff up with Corpse Explosion. There are only 4 two-handed axes in the Necro loot pool, so again, a very easy item to get in the loot pool and get in your cube. Same for the Scythe, there's only 4 really, very easy to upgrade. Same for the shield, you roll your shards, there's only like 3 or 4 options I think for Necro, so it is pretty nice. A bit more damage coming out of the Johnstone. Obviously, this is hard to get, but it does give us up to 200% increased damage on Corpse Explosion once we've used Land of the Dead. It's basically 50 charges of super juiced Corpse Explosion. Once they're gone, they are pretty much gone. You could try a Haunted Visions if you found one of those with a Relenish Shadow Hook in the cube to increase your damage. Obviously, you would lose the benefit of the Messerschmitts with the cooldown, but that is something you could consider. We've got Convention of Elements for big damage on physical. Necro's only got 3 elements, so COE is obviously really good. And then Crispins for, again, more damage when anything has got a hard CC on it. So, for example, a stun from Bone Armor or a freeze from the Skeletons. We get, again, really good damage. Now, obviously, as you build this, you're not going to have a Crispins, you're not going to have a COE, you're not going to have a Johnstone. But most of the easier components will do you pretty well to start off with. So you won't be doing T16 immediately, but you can get your 3,800 here, your 400 here is pretty easy to pick up. Your stacking Corpse Explosion one's very easy to get. The cooldown is quite easy to get. You just need to roll cooldown on gloves, on shoulders, on your weapon if you can, and just kind of build it as you go. To keep us moving, we've got the Stewart's Greaves. Again, we've got a Rogue to make up the bonuses, so you would have to find this from bounties. You've got to do bounties anyway as part of your season journey, so fingers crossed for you get lucky. If you don't, by all means, any other form of damage gem could go here, or damage jewelry, I should say, and then obviously you'd have Trag's boots on, and you would have like a full 6-piece. Gold wrap, obviously, to keep us immortal because Necro is squishy, and we have Boon of the Hoarder, so that enemies drop gold, we pick it up, we get immortality with the gold wrap. Trapped for more damage. Again, it's rank 109, so obviously, again, early levels, yours will not be quite this powerful, but it won't make too much difference. Even if it's rank 25, 30, 40, it still will be some extra damage. And then the Gogok, this really only needs to be at rank 25. Mine's 87, neither here nor there. This provides cooldown. Attack speed, I'm not too bothered about. Dodge chance, we're not bothered, but a little bit of extra cooldown is fine. Bane of the Powerful could quite easily go here for a bit more kind of hitting power on elites, I guess. Now, if you're going to go for the Trag's Corroded Fang, you obviously will have to put a curse on the bar, so you just simply swap out the skeletons and then just take an offhand. And that will give you some nice damage, because offhand does roll with plus damage, which is good, but obviously bear in mind the modifier is about half of the Jethus. Now, looking at the skills, Corpse Explosion, Final Embrace, we have to pick life-spending abilities, so this is what we go for. Command Golem, Flash Golem, this is our basically, if we don't have Land of the Dead available, we can press this, pop it down, big pile of corpses, and with the Reaver, this does come back fairly fast. We've got cooldown in the build, we've got the Commander of the Risen Dead passive, so we get 30% off this cooldown to start with. And it is there quite a lot. A combination of this and also the Blood Rush make it fairly easy to kill something, and Land of the Dead with the Reaver is back very, very fast. Bone Armor Dislocation, this is just here for the stun, no other reason. You can try the move speed rune for another 10% move speed, Harvest of Anguish. That would be fine. That would go quite well with the Trags, because you could then take a Lost Time offhand and get some more move speed, but the stun just seems to make a bit of sense. Command Skeletons, a few choices on here. I do like the Freezing Grasp because we're using Crispins. If you haven't found one yet, then I would say you probably want to go for the Enforcer rune to reduce the essence cost. And if you're struggling for sustain at any point, you can pick Dark Mending, but you shouldn't really need it. Sustain is covered by Dark Reaping. We get Essence, which is how we power up the skeletons and use that. We also get 2% life per kill. We are using a scythe for this one, guys. I always forget that you have to use a scythe for this, but yeah, you'll get loads of life back. You spend it with Corpse Explosion, you get it back with Dark Reaping. Obviously, that's like 2% per go, but remember, all of our healing is doubled, so we get 4% per kill. So we've only got 1 kill to refresh any kind of life that is taken away from Corpse Explosion. Fueled by Death is here for move speed. When we blow up corpses, we get faster, up to 30%. And then Blood is power. As we spend corpses, we take our life down. we can activate this. We can get another 20% cooldown. If for whatever reason something boinks us, then obviously we proc, but Land of the Dead will get 20% off it, which is pretty nice. Now, if you do find an ethereal item, then absolutely pog, go ham, take off this Jesseth, put on your ethereal, and then obviously just do a offhand, maybe lost time, as we say. But other than that, I think that is pretty much good to go. So let's take it for a little joyride, and let's see how we go. Now, you can unlock the skeletons before you go in. I did tend to find that I would run dry sometimes on essence, so I actually stopped doing that. But by all means, you can do. And let's just make sure we turn the game sound down a little bit, just that it's not deafening. Right, so in we go. We want to hit the skellies, hit the Land of the Dead, and now it's just a little bit of a race to see if we can kill enough stuff to get Land of the Dead back, which we have. So lucky us. And I forgot to show the follower. I'm still not used to that. We'll do that when we get back. But it's just Kane's set. It is Nems. It is Flavour of Time. But I will show you that to have a little look at. And yeah, basically the skeleton is here, just in case, not the skeleton, the golem is here, sorry, just in case we run out of corpses, and we don't have access to Land of the Dead. Yeah, cooldown pylon, always handy for the necro. I probably would set this up. I will do a starter guide, I think, for necro probably. I do like doing one every season. Yeah, I think this probably is just about worth setting up rather than going straight onto Legacy Dreams. But if you want to save your Hadrix for something else, it is certainly a option. Now, obviously, we've got no toughness, so we will proc if we do take damage without the gold wrap being up. But as you can see, we're not doing too bad. And when Land of the Dead's up, the freeze activates the Crispins, so it is obviously crazy damage. It's not going to be great for GR speeds, because obviously we don't really have the toughness, but we just have to do the best that we can. Right, looks like we're going to get this all done in one go, which is nice. That was a good map. We normally get rubbish ones. Yeah, you'd obviously be looking out for your ethereal items on the season, hoping to find something with, I don't know, Scythe of the Cycle's power or Trag'Oul's Fang power, something that, would be really usable. I mean, obviously bad maps for this aren't great. You want to be swapping off this and onto mages as soon as you can, really. It's just so much more convenient, very flexible. Always the way with necro, it's always mages for keys. Right, can we get back? I think we can. Cup of tea. How archetypically British. So that is it, guys. That is the Trag'Ouls T16 build. It's not too bad to play. As I say, you'd be looking to do Legacy Dreams mages if you're interested in playing necro. I didn't get a chance to try Bone Spear, unfortunately, on PTR, so that is something that I would like to have a little go of when the season does go live. I'm a little concerned about it. Until you find an ethereal, I think it's not going to play very well, because it's just had such a big nerf. One thing you could do, I mean, Trag's, at least it is just a flat modifier. You can use it with any of the skills. So, you could play Bone Spear on it. You could play Nova on it. There's lots of things you can do. But Corpse Explosion just always seems to be the Necro's best skill at the moment. I promised the follower. So there we go. Enchantress. Cheat Death, as we saw at the start of the Rift. Kind of handy, because it means we don't have to take it in our passives, which is nice. And then we've basically just got Canes for keys, a Rogue to make up our bonuses, Average Band for pickup radius, Gloves of Worship, Broken Crown. By all means, sub those two out for Sages if you want some DBs early on. We've gone for Cord of the Sherma. This is quite nice actually for the follower, because she will do the Chaos Field. That will be a blind. It does activate our Crispins for us, which is cool. The homing pads, so we can get back to town if we need to. The gold skin doesn't really do much, but I guess that emanates Yeah, Broken Crown for gems, Flavor of Time for pylons lasting twice as long, Nems. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Job is a good one. Really excited for season 24. Let's hope we get a date soon. Fingers crossed we get to blast with Ethereals just as soon as we can. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.